Hi, Gary. It's Uncle Extra Medium again. It must be Thursday night. Time for another episode of the Hour Before TNL.
Are you plain bored of woodworking? Get excited again with Fisheye's Make Your Own Sandpaper Kit. Fisheye's Sandpaper Kit comes with everything you see here. Just pick your paper, spread the glue, and shake on the sand. Voila! Beautiful handcrafted sandpaper. And if you act now, we'll include candy sprinkles absolutely free. What better way to say I love you than with a gift of sandpaper? Fisheye's Make Your Own Sandpaper Kit is just $19.99 wherever crappy gifts are sold.
Well, hi, everybody. It's March the 3rd, episode 28 of the Hour Before TNL. And there's something wrong with that ad. I have to let you know that apparently Fisheye has run out of candy sprinkles. So if you order your candies, if you order your make your own sandpaper kit, there's no sprinkles. There's no sweetness in the deal anymore. He's not sweetening the deal. Anyway, without further ado, I'd like to introduce my co-host, Jim Beauchart. I don't know. They love you. They love you, Jim. They just show it in a different way. How's it going? How's it going there?
Rigged. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
So how's it going there? Can you hear? Yeah, you're back. You were here the whole time.
Yeah, well, this crappy internet thing, you know.
Yeah. So how's everything in beautiful wherever you are?
What? I'm over here. Are you over there?
Yeah, you're in Brampton, Bramalea, I can never get it.
Bangladesh?
Yeah. Okay.
What? Gary, do you know what you call a baby monkey?
No.
A chimp off the old block.
There you go. Oh boy. Okay. Well, we've got that. Okay. Anyway, tonight, a special guest, a treat especial, all the way from Mesquite, Texas, and Horny High School. It's grown obsessed Jerry Calverley.
Hey, how you guys doing? Good to see everybody.
Oh, they love you, Jerry.
It's John Horn High School, just to clarify.
It's
Not to say that the school doesn't have some of those kind of kids running around, but John Horn High School, not Horny High School.
Okay.
Just so you know, there's for sure.
I don't know. Somehow I imagined that it was going to be the Horny Huskies or something.
We're actually the Jaguars.
Oh,
Jags.
The Jags.
The Horn Jags. That's right.
Very good. Very good. Yeah. So, how's things in Texas? You got much snow?
Actually, we did have a little bit of sleet and ice about a week or so ago. It was kind of nasty for a couple of days, but it cleared up. And then a little bit before that, we had a pretty decent storm, and we missed several days of school because of it. But other than that, it's not so bad. It's actually today I drove in. It was 70-ish degrees, so it goes from bad to good pretty quickly.
My hand isn't quick enough on the mute.
70 degrees. That'll get rid of some.
Yeah, I was gonna mute you at 70 there.
Yeah, it's actually the old saying is, if you don't like the weather around here, just wait around 5 or 10 minutes. It'll change. I mean,
that's what they say here too. Yeah.
Yeah, it goes up and down really fast.
Yeah,
but right now it's going pretty well.
Yeah, it's a foot of snow and then it melts the next day.
Yeah,
it's crazy. We've got.
That's true.
Actually, this is the first year I've had a rink in my yard, and it's not my doing. It's just the way it flooded and froze over.
Well, at least you're going to get your exercise in.
Not me. I got the grandkids are coming for spring break. Well, I've got skates over there. They can go out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they'll probably enjoy that.
Yeah. Well, it'll probably melt by then,
Well, no.
So tell us a little bit about your drone interest group at
Okay.
Dr. John Horn High School, home of the Jaguars.
Home of the Jaguars, Mesquite, Texas. Yeah, we have been running along pretty well. We had, along with everything, COVID kind of kicked a dent in our activities because we weren't allowed to meet together. We weren't allowed to be together without wearing masks. We weren't, after school programs had to be shut down. So we lost a lot of our members through attrition. Some of them graduated. 2 years ago was the last time we really were able to spend a lot of time together. And so they dropped off because of graduation. And then some of the kiddos that are still here have just gotten busy doing other things. And then now we're being told that we can start meeting again after school. So we're getting together and starting to meet and build ourselves back up again. We had about 20 members. And then when COVID hit, it all just sort of melted away. We have about 4 active, and we're still gathering up some new additions every week. So by the end of the year, we'll be ready to start next year with a group of people who already kind of know what's going on. So we're pretty excited about that. And I was telling you earlier during the pre-show stuff is that I've never done the social media stuff for the YouTube channel. It's been the students' ball of wax. And I've got one now that's going to start trying to do some editing and some things with what we've got. So it'll start back up. The YouTube channel, the Instagram, and the Facebook. We'll be doing more with it. Starting up right now. It's been pretty dormant for about a year. Yeah. And I just wanted to let everybody know, if you go there and you're like, wow, they haven't posted in who knows how long. So it's been a lot going on here behind the scenes, and sure. Schools in general are just having a tough time just getting to school. We have so many kids missing all the time, and so many teachers missing all the time that are out because of one thing or another. So we've just been busy, and we're trying to get back up and going. And now that we can meet and not be restricted by masks and so forth, we're gonna get back on the road or in the air, I should say, and start flying more.
Yeah. Now you're not only teaching them how to fly the drones, you're also doing some building too, eh?
Yes, yeah, we are. We build them. I mean, we 3D print. I could here. I'll pan for you real quick. We have 3D printers going all the time. There's several of them.
Wow.
So they're running right now. I'm teaching them about the basic aerodynamics, and we're talking about rockets and momentum and speed and trajectory and things like that. So don't want to bore you to death with all that math and technical baloney, but quite honestly, what goes up's got to come back down, and they just need to stay out of the way. That's what we're going to figure out. So we're going to figure that out, and I build things off of what people will send. Sometimes they'll send a donation, and it's a box of their old carbon fiber frames or tiny whoops that something's broke off of, or a camera doesn't work, and they'll send it to us and say, I'm upgrading here. You can have this old one, and we will restore it, put it back together, and hopefully get it up in the air. And then if we can keep the kids from breaking it, that's what happens. So
good.
Now, yeah, we build them.
This is strictly an after-school program, or is it part of the STEM?
Well, it started off as an after-school program, and then we had so many kids that wanted to be a part of it, but then they were, well, I've got football, and I've got this, and I've got that, and I can't, tennis practice, whatever. So I started talking to the principal then and said, we really need to make this a class where the kids could do this in the classroom. And so there was a class that was available that sort of fit the bill, and it's called Scientific Research and Design. And so I did that for 2 years, and then we built a new school called it's a magnet school. It's like the kids go there just for, there's no like band and all. This is just for learning woodworking and different things that you want to learn as a skill. It's a skills based school, and they were saying, well, that class is going to go over there now. And so they said, well, what do you want to do? I said, what do you want to do with this class? I'm already teaching all this stuff, 3D printing and everything. They said, well, it pretty much fits within one of the other classes we teach, but it's not going to be named Scientific Research and Design. It's going to be Principles of Technology. So it's a little bit different in the naming, in that it doesn't give them as much information that they need to know to really know what class they're taking. So I'm trying to get them to change it again, only this time I want to present it as a class that's going to be using the curriculum that we got through flight test. That's a free curriculum, but we can work with flight test to put the kids on it and get supplies through them and so forth. So I'm trying to do that, and it'll be more of a aerospace design type class. So they'll learn aerospace design, they'll learn to fly planes, do RC cars, work on 3D printers, make their own projects and things. So that's where I'm hoping it'll go in the coming years. And I just met with some people this week, into last week, that we had that discussion, and we're working towards that. So
wow, that sounds
there's great. A lot of kids right now. I mean, every day I teach 4 classes. I do 2 on one. We have a block schedule, so I teach 3 classes a day on one day and 4 classes on another day. And 4 classes are scientific research and design or the drone stuff. And so I've got a lot of kids right now. Probably, I think I'm about 170 total kids that I have to teach 2 different classes. But I teach the scientific research and design class. I teach about 60 or 70 right now that are in those classes. So they're learning how to build things, learn how to program drones and fly them. And we work with all kinds. We do FPV. We do with the tiny whoops. We play with those. We get toy ones out to let them get started on. I've got Phantom 3, Phantom 4. I've got 2 minis. Thank goodness that people have donated all these things. So
nice.
Between several of our supporters, Ready Set Drone with Kelly Shores has been very generous. Ken Herron has sent us some stuff, and we've been very grateful for his contributions and his exposure that he gets us. And then we have a couple of privates that people are in their chat a lot, and I see them and talk to them. And Genesee has donated a mini and some things to the group. And Steve Carpenter has sent me some things. And a guy that's local, his name's Frank Alfano. He saw me on Ken's show, and he said, wait, you're just right down the road. I got some stuff I want to bring you. He brought me an X-Star. He brought me a Phantom 3, a Phantom 4 Pro, an Air 2. Yeah. He said, here, these are all, I'm upgrading. I'm going to get a new one. You can have these old ones. Now,
Nice.
it's been great because the stuff we've been able to use has worked great. But like the Phantom, right now I've got one battery that works, and you can't do much flying on one battery. So we're
No.
trying to figure out a way to buy some more stuff for those drones to keep them up in the air. But
Either that or you got to teach them how to reverse engineer that battery.
yeah, well, I would, yeah. I mean, there's certain things I would love to do, and if it was my own kids, I would do that. But I think the insurance for the district would probably be a little bit irate if they knew I was building batteries in my class.
For sure.
At least those kind of batteries. Now we do a lot of stuff where I teach them how to make things, and we light up LEDs and things like that with battery packs. But yeah, to create an actual drone battery pack would be quite an undertaking, and I'm afraid we'd be in some trouble over that.
Oh yeah. That's all you need is a lipo fire in the school.
Yeah. Yeah, I bought the little boxes that you can put them in, so if they do have, a spontaneous thing happen, then they're in those that they call it a bat box, and it looks like it's got bats all over it. So we keep our lipos in there, and if it were to have one go off, we deal with it. But we've had a few where we've taken them outside to fly them, and it'll crash, and while it's outside, it shorts out and smoke goes everywhere, but it's outside, so we don't worry too much about it. But I teach them how to dispose of things properly. We have to put it in salt water and cut off the leads and let it bleed itself out, and then throw it away. So
wow, good. Yeah.
But not only is that interesting, but that's very admirable, Jerry. That's just great work that you do. It's amazing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. There's another part of it though that I'm trying to do. I've got one kiddo right now that's interested in. I've been going over the Part 107 test information with her, and she wants to be able to get her license. She'll be 16 soon, and she wants to be able to go take her test and start. She's very interested. She flies. We got it right before COVID. We had 4 kids that after school, 3 days a week would go out and video for the coaches the football practices at different angles, and they said it was like watching Madden. So they could see what the kiddos were doing, and the coaches were very excited about that. And just a matter of fact, this week he said, hey, we're about to start practices again. Do you got anybody that's going to be able to come out and help? And we've got a couple that are going to go out and do that. So it's going to be really good for them. Plus we do, when we do a retirement ceremony, we try to do some aerial views from the school. And we have a thing now where we do a parade for the seniors every year. It's sort of a car line that goes around the school several times, and everybody gets out and cheers them on and get them ready to go off to school and wherever they're going to go. And we did some aerial views of that, and we do some picnics and senior events. We do some aerial views on. And one of the girl that wants to get her Part 107, recently the school that Vanguard, the one right up the street I was telling you about earlier, Vanguard called and said, hey, we want to get our traffic patterns are kind of jacked up in the afternoons. Can you come down or send one of the kids and let them video after school one day, and we can see how the traffic flow is going and where our jam is? And we said, yeah. So sent her down there, and she did a great job, and the SRO was very happy about it. So they benefited quite a bit from our group doing that. So we want to do more things like that for the school and for the district and for the community, whatever we can do. That's our goal.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, it is really good.
I didn't see. Oh, there we go. Yeah, now I can see it. I was looking for the chat. I had it on my phone, and then my phone went black. Do y'all have some specific questions I could tell you about? Anything that is interesting to you?
What drone do you have, Jerry, that got you involved in drones even before teaching it?
My first drone, the first drone that I bought was a Phantom 3, and it was used, and I didn't really know that much about it at that time. That was the very first thing I thought, if I'm going to get into drone. Well, I take that back. The very first drone I had was a little, what did they call them? They were, it looks like the Tello, but it was before the Tello came along. The little small one that looks like that. I forget who made it now. Anyway, we had it, and my son wanted one for Christmas, so I bought it, and I really liked the way it flew, and we started messing around with it and enjoyed doing that. but it had horrible pictures and you couldn't do anything with video because it was just, so low resolution and so slow. It was just, you couldn't do anything with that.
Yeah.
So I said, well, let's get one that's a little nicer and has a nicer camera. So I did a little research, and actually that's how I ran across Ken Herron's channel. And I said, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. So I'll follow what he says. And I don't remember what he was flying at the time, but he obviously had one better than me. I think he was doing his Phantom 4 was still the first. I think he might have just gotten his Phantom 4, come to think of it. And so he was flying it and the Phantom 4 Pro. And so I got to looking around and I found one locally, a Phantom 3, and I went and got it and started learning to fly and enjoying that. Then I actually asked Ken. I sent an email to Ken, to Ready Set Drone, and to Nick Burns right after I decided I was going to try to do an activity at school, and all three of them responded very positively. Ken sent me, an email almost immediately and said, "Yeah, I'd really love to be involved with your school and help you with getting that going." And Kelly Shores responded and said, "Yeah, I could even send you some stuff." He sent us some T-shirts and some little toy drones to start off with. And then Nick Burns does reviews on lots of FPV type and lots of micros and minis. And so he sent me 2 full boxes of old drones that he had already reviewed, and they'd been sitting around. He said, "Actually, I've been going through this stuff trying to decide what to do with it." He goes, and donating it to a school is a great idea. So he sent us 2 boxes full of stuff, and that's what got us kicked off. And it really has been very helpful to have those things, because when one thing breaks, another one we can pull parts off of. But I'm kind of winding myself down to where I can't really use everything anymore, because a lot of stuff is out of date now, and I'm looking at trying to upgrade to some newer things. So that's what we're going to raise money. We're going to do some things and try to get the kids some new equipment to work with.
Yeah. Now, scrolling across the bottom of the screen is a PayPal link, so that they can anybody that's interested in helping these kids out can. Oh, and Ken Herron is saying that's the famous Jerry Calverley. Wow.
There's the famous Ken Herron. Thank you.
Yeah. So
yeah, I've been in a couple of his videos as a co-host, and we've also done some on-site work. We did a video in Austin that I was a part of, and we did one down in Splendora. As a matter of fact, that first drone that I owned, that I told you that Phantom 3, that's the one that explodes in his video when we went down to Splendora and he blew it up.
Very good.
Yeah,
good
that was a lot of fun. Yeah, that was before Ken's FPV wisdom became so ominous. Now, he used to call me all the time and ask for help, and now that he's gotten so good at it, and he knows so many of the big shots, he doesn't need me anymore.
There you go. Well, maybe if he needs help, he could call some of your students. They could help him out.
Yeah, right? They might actually. They might be able to do that. Yeah. I keep them in touch.
Well,
but I also put an Amazon list. If you wanted to share that, I put it in the chat over here on the stream.
Okay.
That Amazon list is also a way that they could click on that, and those are things that I know already that we could benefit from. And there's some very inexpensive things up to some expensive things. So it's whatever anybody feels like they might want to send us. And by the way, I guess I should put my address in there from the school in case you do want to send something. Let me do that. But yeah,
I've just put the Amazon link for your wish list there in the chat.
Okay, good.
By all means, anybody should check that out and send it off down to Horny High School. I mean,
John Horn,
Dr. John Horn High School.
You're going to get me in trouble with that Horny High School thing. I don't know.
The Horny Jag.
Oh man, this fits a lot with Ray Kelly's program.
Yes.
Get kids hooked on drones, not drugs.
That's right. That's a lot of what it's about, is trying to give them something to get a positive outlet. And that being said, one of the very first kids that I was able to get the attention of was just a terror at school. He was always in trouble, always in the office. And one day, the librarian was trying to tell me, she said, "We need to get this kid involved. Maybe he'll get focused." And, like me as a kid, I was ADHD. I was all over the place and not really focused. And I was just want to have fun and mess with people. And she said, maybe he would do well if you got him involved. So I got his attention and started doing some stuff with him. He became one of my best pilots. And then this year is his senior year, and I was really looking forward to him being here. And his family moved to another school district, and he moved with them. But he has stayed in touch, and he's actually getting ready to join the Navy. He says he wants to work on nuclear submarines.
Wow.
And I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? You with a nuclear submarine? I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm ready for that. But
You had a hand in that, Jerry.
there's never a time where we're mentioned around the group of teachers. Our administration always mentions the fact that our group is a very positive influence on the school in general, and that the kids really benefit, especially the ones that are struggling and having trouble, that they are able to do something with their hands and they enjoy doing that. It gets them focused, and I don't let them stay with the group if they don't behave themselves. If they're acting up and running around and getting in trouble, you can't stay with the group. I'm sorry, you won't be able to get drones. You won't be able to fly drones. You're going to have to go on your way. And giving them something to lose has given him something to stay focused and out of trouble. And he did. He stayed out of trouble. He actually became quite a model student after that. And when I told him he had to be passing all of his classes, he was failing about half of them. And he started, I'll get it. Oh, y'all get caught up. I promise I will. And he did. And he's doing really well now. So
Good.
That's one of our success stories right there. I mean, there's others, but that's probably the biggest example of why I do what I do. You know, I want to see these kids' lives change.
Yeah.
Do you spend time on the rules of everything as well, Jerry?
Yes, that's a big thing, and we talk about it. We have an airport that's not far from here, so luckily we're just outside of the bubble where we don't have to worry about it too much. But I did call them and made them aware that we had a group and that would be flying around over here, and they said keep it below the 400 and keep an eye out in case we have some small planes that are coming in low for whatever reason, or helicopters approaching or whatever. Just keep an eye out. If you see one's coming, put it on the ground. That's what we do. And, I tell the kids that's the main thing is you got to keep it below the 400 AGL, keep it contained. Don't fly over people. Now we did get permission for the coaches and they talked to the parents about us flying over the football. But those guys are all wearing pads and helmets. So, nothing has happened yet, but if it did, we would hope it wouldn't, hurt any of them.
That sounds like a fun test, crashing into a football helmet for protective reasons.
Yeah, that's one I don't want to really test out because, the result of that means we're going to have to fix something. And, I've always got a lot of teachers and also one of our SROs, he was very interested in drones, and he went out and bought a Mini, and then he was flying it and asking me things about it. And we showed him how to get things started. And then he crashed his. And he said, hey, you think you could fix this for me? So he brought it in and we pulled it apart and fixed it and gave it back to him. So he said it was already out of warranty and he didn't buy the extended. He was sorry he didn't buy, DJI Care, but it's okay. Jerry cared and I got it taken care of it for him. So it's still flying good.
Good stuff. Yeah.
You do a lot of camera repair as well?
Huh?
Do you do a lot of camera repair dealing with that?
Well, I don't do a lot of the camera repair. His was the camera came dislodged, so the rubber dampers that hold it in place on the Mini had come off, and a couple of them got lost, and one of the ribbons got torn, and so we looked online and ordered the ribbon, and then I just pulled the Mini apart and figured out what was wrong with it, and then we fixed it up. But I'm not actually I don't do work on it for DJI. I did it for myself and for him, but yeah, I do work on and fix a lot of different types of drones. If I can do it, I will, and if I can't, I won't. We had one of our ex-students does a movie production, and his first drone was a Solo, a 3DR Solo, and he saw us through a video that was on YouTube, and he came out and said, hey, I wanted to donate my first drone to you guys. And so we didn't know at the time, and I don't think he knew either, that the batteries on those things were going bonkers and falling apart, not working. They're so old, and they quit supporting the drone itself. And the thing weighs about 12 pounds. So we were careful, but we bought new batteries, but the new batteries were 4 years old plus, and we were just too scared that they were going to hurt somebody. So we haven't done anything with it. We flew it a few times. And then when I started seeing how many people were saying, well, it just all of a sudden stopped and fell out of the sky, I was like, no, that's not a drone that big. We don't have that. We don't have that kind of liability over our head. That's not going to
Hi,
work.
Gary. It's Uncle Ice.
Sorry about that. Jeez. Whenever I put something up that I'm going to introduce later, it just starts.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, I understand completely. But yeah, we also do a lot of things with 3D printing that I've been willing to send out to people. You know, we sell them as a fundraiser. It's called a lithophane. I don't know if you know what that is, but if you put light behind it, it looks like a picture. So I could take a picture of anything and 3D print it onto plastic, and then when you put light behind it, it looks like the 3D image of whatever picture it is that you
yeah,
want.
I've seen that. So like the thicker parts come out
Yeah,
darker, and the
darker,
thinner.
and the thinner or the lighter. And
Yeah, I did that on a pumpkin once.
yeah, okay, that's pretty ingenious. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I didn't know anything about that until I saw one time, and now I'm getting inundated all the time. People wanting them for they've lost a loved one and they want to have a night light that they can plug in and keep around the house, or we do the ones that are in cubes, or I do them that look like a lampshade. As a matter of fact, Ready Set Drone has got one that I did for him, a great big lampshade that I made that he has from time to time when he's on the show. So
what I did was I took a photo and I put it in Photoshop and changed it to grayscale.
Yes.
And then I had it changed so that it was only 3 shades of gray. So it was white, gray, and black.
Okay.
And then the black parts I left uncarved, and then the other part was halfway through. And
that's a good idea.
Yeah, and worked it out that way. So it was a rough kind of you know, it wasn't you could smooth the edges out a little bit, but you know, it was.
As I understand it, it all started when they were doing back in the 1800s. They used porcelain, and they would put light behind the porcelain, and then they would chip away at the porcelain until they got the picture that they wanted. There's some pretty good ones. I can't even imagine that they were able to do that back then.
Yeah.
You know,
but you know, when you start out with a foundation of science and technology, that tends to follow you all through your life.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know, I was a high school science student. Never pursued a career in science, but even now, I find that I have to learn all the time about things scientific, and you know, I've started watching Jason Shepard's private pilot stuff.
Okay.
You know, sort of, you know, like I did the advanced drone stuff here in Canada,
right?
And continue to follow with Nav Canada and Transport Canada, all the regulations. You're always learning something, right?
For sure.
And you know, if you have that curiosity and that thirst for knowledge,
right?
If you start that early, that'll keep them going throughout their life, you know.
Right. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's an important foundation that you're laying for the rest of their future.
Right. And with all that's going on, you know, you always want to understand a process, and scientific process teaches you to look at things and look at facts and look at cause and effect and decide whether one thing was caused by another thing. I mean, all those are things that you learn in science that carry you through life in general. And, you know, anything that comes up, you have to go, okay, scientifically, how would this work? You know, if I wanted to change something, the scientific method says don't change 4 or 5 variables at once, just change one thing. If it works, then that's it. If it doesn't, then let's try another thing and then try another thing. Because a lot of people will say, oh, there's something wrong with my drone. I'm going to change these 5 things and see if it fixes it. What they should do is change one thing, see if it worked. Did that work? No. Okay, then change the next thing. Did that work? No. Change the next. Oh, that worked. Okay, so that worked.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, you know where to start from. So that's what I tell the kids too, is that when we go out and I say, hey, we're going to go launch these rockets. And if they fly good, great. If they don't fly good, then let's figure out why. And one will come in and go, well, I just want to start mine all over again. I go, no, you already know what this one does. Now, how can we adapt it and make it work better? So we talk about, you know, the fins. Did it have a good nose on it? Whatever it was, you know, might have been going on. I try to lead them down that path of thinking what could have caused it to do what it was doing. Why did it pull to the right? Why did it pull to the left? You know, why did the top blow off of it before it even left the launch pad? So that kind of stuff. Maybe you need a little bit more glue on it there, bud, you know?
More power. Or
Put some power
power.
on it.
Oh man.
But we deal with the pressures and things. We talk. That's one thing. I use a PVC launcher with PVC pipe, and we just slide rolled up paper, roll it up, put some tape down the seam, put a cap on it, glue it. Throw some fins on it, and then pow, we put 30, 45 pounds of pressure on that thing and send it through the air and see where they land. And we're doing it now. Only we're updating it. Where's I thought I had it right here. Oh, here's part of one. We print out our rockets, and this is the top part of one. We got a base that goes on that, and then we're talking about how we're going to get them back down to the ground without them breaking. So start making them think about parachutes. Well, how do you put a parachute on one? And how's it going to deploy? And how many strings? And how big should it be? And we start thinking about all that. That's what we're trying to figure out now. So that's what
When I was a kid, I played with Estes rockets.
Yes.
With that parachute kind of thing. So that was an interesting learning curve there.
Yeah, and I would love to do that with Estes. I've never been involved in Estes at all, but I did run across some stuff that was here from a previous teacher that had some Estes rocket motors in it. And apparently at one time or another, they were doing stuff like that. So I'm more than happy to get that as part of what we want to do in here as well. I think it'd be a lot of fun. And I learn a lot from it,
Yeah, good stuff.
Yep.
Ken put up a link there. I think that's probably, hopefully, something that explodes. I don't know.
Oh, it might be the one. I was actually I just watched it right before we started. I was showing somebody else. I was just telling the story about that, and I probably should have grabbed that link. So if that's not it, then I'll grab it for you. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. We went out there and put tannerite. We strapped it around the legs of that drone and put a little diesel fuel in there and push. I mean, we got a nice shockwave off of it. It was a really good.
Oh,
really
that
good
sounds like fun.
It's a lot of fun, and the kids love it. I have kids now that walk down the hall. We took our rockets, the paper ones, and after we started having some bad weather, they go, well, we can't launch our rockets now. I said, well, let's turn them into race cars. We'll just launch them down the hallway instead. And so we put wheels on them, and then launch them down the hallway, and they had a great time doing that. And I had kids coming by, I want to be in your class. So
Oh yeah.
sign up, buddy. I'll teach more of those I can teach, the better. I would love doing that. Nothing but that all day. So, that's a good thing. There's a lot involved in it, and we have a good time with it. It's just got to get their attention some way. And I felt like this was the best way to do it, and it really works.
Yeah, that's a 10-minute video that Ken just put in the chat there.
Yeah.
And that's the video he did with you at the high school, flying through the high school.
Oh, with the high school. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
that's another good one. Yeah, he actually came and visited us. That was awesome. We were so excited. I mean, that shows you how big the group was at one time.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's kind of gone down. But yeah, everybody should watch that. That's a good video. Look for the one of us in Austin when we flew out in Austin that time, and one at Splendora. I'm involved in that one as well, and it's just it's a lot of fun. We enjoy having the kids do stuff.
Chris Waters just mentioned in the chat that he wants to be in your class.
Well, hey Chris,
So
I'm kind of upset. You didn't call me or try to text me an hour ahead of time to remind me that I should be on the show today. So I was make sure I would remember. But I got it. I'm here.
I sent you the reminder yesterday.
Yeah. I was like, okay, I got it on 2 different calendars. I've looked at it like a dozen times. I put 5 reminders on my own calendar so I would remember. Yeah, it's just and we did testing yesterday, so good thing we didn't do testing today, because after a full day of testing, you're just like, ugh, I don't want to think about nothing. But yeah, we did that yesterday, so that worked out pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, and Ken's got another one we can share there. I don't know if he wants. Should we just play that?
It's up to you.
I don't know what it is.
Well, if it's coming from Ken, it's probably
Especially
safe.
the one that involves Jerry.
Yeah. Yeah, you could scrub through it if you want to.
Oh, okay. That was the one where he blew up the.
Okay. Yeah, that was my poor drone.
Every time I open one of those that he puts in the chat, I lose the chat. So I gotta go back to YouTube and then pop out the chat again. It's like, oh
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not doing that again, Ken. No,
That's pretty funny.
no. It's yeah. So there's a couple things there that our viewers should copy and go back and watch.
Yeah, go check it out. Check it out
After
when you get off the show and look at it later.
Yeah.
You know, another thing is interesting. My very first time I was going to be a guest on Ken's show, that week that he was supposed to have me on as a guest, we were going to get together and do a little mic check and, you know, video and all. That was the day that he broke his back in that car accident. And I had no idea. I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, okay, well, Ken said he was going to call me and we were going to, you know, get this thing going. And I don't know. I mean, that's not like him. He's really good about doing that stuff. And I can't imagine that he didn't call me. And I was really not, and then all of a sudden I started checking on some other channels. I'm like, what's going on? And then Kelly came on his channel to let everybody know that this is why Ken's not on tonight, because he had the car accident. And that's when I knew. But oh my goodness, that was devastating. That was the first time, you know, I'd been asked to be on as a guest, and I was pumped up and ready to go. And I was like, oh my gosh, I hope he's going to be okay. So
Yeah.
and of course,
This breaking your back to get out of something is just, you know, that's way over the top.
well, I've been around Ken enough to know that he's never trying to get out of anything. That dude,
No.
he's a ball of flames constantly. You got to, okay, we're going to do this now. We're going to do that now. Okay, here we go.
He's got some energy, I tell you.
Yeah, when I was helping him out
Ken
at
made me
Splendora,
do it.
huh? What, Jim?
Ken made me do it.
Yeah.
Ken made me do it.
Yeah. When we were out at Splendora, I helped video, and it was like, okay, we need this, get this shot from here, and then we're going to do this. And I mean, his mind is constantly. So I don't know if you've ever been around him in person, you'll see what I'm talking about. What you see on the show is just the tip of the iceberg for that guy's energy. It's crazy.
That's wild, eh? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why my videos are so laid back, because I just sort of
Chill.
You know, let's go fly. We'll go through 3 batteries and we'll edit it down to 3 minutes. You know.
Right. Yeah, and we had, you know, I've been on a couple other shows. I've been on Kelly Shore's Ready Set Drone a couple of times. I've been on with him, and he's been very helpful and supportive. And like I said, he sends us stuff from time to time. But he also had me on, and I had built a Ryobi battery charger. Basically, I took a Ryobi battery and the part that goes on top that you normally put into the drill, 3D printed a part that goes on top of that, and had a cable that came off of it that I hooked to my soldering iron. And then also had a little USB plug port on the side where we could charge our phone. And we were at the park in Austin after one of the meetups, and Mel from 400 AGL was trying to fly one of the planes that he brought out there that Kelly brought out, and he crashed it and it was broke. And I said, oh man, it looks like just one of those little wires came off here. Let me see it. And I went over to my truck and got my toolbox and came out and pulled that out. And he was like, holy cow, dude, you're ready to go right now. And I said, yeah, we can fix it. So we fixed it, got it back up in the air, and had a good time. A lot of fun.
It's like a Jerry Calverley pit stop.
Yeah, that's right. He's like, dude, you can't prepare. And when we were at the event, and we were at that event center, and Ken brought all that confetti and it went everywhere. We had to clean that up. And I said, hey, I got a leaf blower in my truck. I'll go get it. And I came in and used the leaf blower. I was blowing all through the banquet hall. I got it all gathered up, at least into one corner, so we could get it all picked up. But yeah, it's a good time. You know, I really enjoy it. I've hated that I've had to miss the last spin up. It was really hard for me not to be able to go. I was really looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, all that stuff is hard for us because we can't cross the border.
Well, that's true too.
But we're having a meetup here on May the 14th, 2022, the Central Ontario Drone Meetup.
Okay.
You know, Ray Kelly says his is at 7 a.m. I don't do anything at 7 a.m. So ours is at noon.
Yeah. Well, I had hoped to go to the one in Florida. I ordered a shirt, so I'm still getting a shirt. But I had hoped to go to the one in Florida, and just some expense things came up, and I'm not going to be able to make it out there. I am still going to go out to that area. I'm going to go out to South Carolina this summer with my mom and my sister and some family members. yeah, I'd like to make a trip along the way and see some folks. So I was hoping to see him or anybody else that's going to be out in that area. I'd like to hear from you if you're interested. I think we're going out to I forget it's South Carolina. It's out right close to the beach. So that's where I'm heading this summer, probably towards the end of May, 1st of June time frame. So if you're going to be around and want to fly together, I'd love to do that. FPV or GPS. I've got plenty of both. I'm gonna load up and take them with me.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was great. It's been great having you on and learning so much about the program, and hopefully we can get some people involved in sending you something or helping fund it.
Right.
I'm going to put up your PayPal again.
Yeah, it's not that's helpful. What I really would like to, I'd like to be able to have the support, but like I said, I've got kids that are interested in whatever it takes. I'm going to do it. So, I use a lot of my own money sometimes to buy the things that we need.
Yeah.
But, like that, either the PayPal or if you wanted to just order something off the Amazon or send an Amazon gift card, whatever you feel like doing. I mean, that's what some people have done, is helped us out by doing that. And I mentioned that I'd gotten some support from Steve Carpenter, and we bought several tools that have been very, very helpful. As a matter of fact, I bought I always use bits and pieces, but I have a new actual FPV full-blown drone kit. Look at there, huh?
Well, there you go. Wow.
That was compliments of Steve Carpenter right there. So
there you go.
we're very happy to have it. We use it all the time.
Well, and if anybody has extra parts or an extra drone, they can send that right to Dr. John Horn High School.
I'll finish out. I'm going to put this address in for you to copy in if you want to.
You can put it right in the chat if you like.
Oh, okay. I'll do that then.
Because you're a moderator, you can put anything in the chat.
Oh, free reign, eh? Okay.
Oh, you got the blue wrench.
All right, I'm gonna go crazy.
A couple of weeks ago, we had a draw, and the winner won the wrench.
That's good.
Are we gonna run a draw today, Jim?
I don't know.
No, let's do a draw. There we go. Well, let's just watch the chat now and see if somebody picks the right number between 1 and 50. I'm going to put in the private chat what the winning number is.
I will put this address out there.
They're just dying to win these stickers. It's a sticker giveaway.
Ah, okay.
No, that's not it, John.
Your chance to win these stickers. That was the number you used last week, John, when you won.
No, Chris, that's not it.
Jim's droning. That doesn't count. What number did I pick? Holy.
Ding, ding, ding. Mud ball.
Mud ball. Holy cow. That was quick. Mud ball creative. All right. Don, send me your address and I'll send you the stickers.
Sticker. Just give him one.
Okay. I have some off the strip, so you can.
There you
There
go.
you go. That one's got Don's name all over it.
See,
That's a good one. There you go. Absolutely.
Zoom. There we go. Yeah. All right. Good stuff.
Jerry, when it comes to 3D printing, I'm so ignorant about that. How do you get it to make what you want? Is there a program you've got to download? How does it work?
Well, we start them off on something real simple. It's a free program called Tinkercad, and it's basically just using rudimentary shapes, and you put them together, and you either add or subtract from the shapes with different tools that are on the program. And it actually has its own tutorials, but it creates what's called an STL or a object file, and then you use that file to put into a slicing program, because the file itself is made up of tiny little triangular mesh, and that's what the CAD programs and the Tinkercad make it into these tiny little triangular mesh that looks like the shape you want or the size that you want of something. And you take that and download it into Cura, and that's the one I use. You can use Prusa, or you can use some other slicers, but I use Cura, and that turns it into a G code. And then the G code, because all of these are made, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but there are tiny little layer lines.
Yeah, my son made me a Stanley Cup here.
Yeah, tiny little layer lines, because each layer then has to be, the machine has to be told, this is what you want to do. I need you to extrude this much of this material in this location, XY coordinate to the next one, and so forth. And that's the way it works. I've got one that's actually printing right now. Let me see if this will.
And there you go. Whoops, wrong button.
Well, it was nice having Jerry on.
Apparently the 3D printer's hooked up to the internet.
Congratulations, Mudball. What I'll do is while we wait for him to come back, I'm just going to see if I can. There we go. See, a lot of people have come and gone, but I'd like to say hello to Jody from Drone Shots. Flying Flynn Media's here with us. Have Drone Will Fly. That's a great name. Mudball, of course, he wins. You know, Stephen Drone, Sunrise Water Media, Unlimited Vertical. Ken Heron was with us. Lawrence from Novice Quads. Lawrence from Novice Quads was with us.
And he still didn't get his filters yet.
Who didn't? Who didn't get his filters?
Lawrence from Ken.
Oh. I won filters from Geeks Vana last May, and I haven't seen them yet. So okay. The filters came with the drone, so I'm not terribly. Oh, here we go.
He's back.
He's back. You got to turn your camera on, though, Jerry.
Yeah, it's not working.
Oh,
camera's shot. I don't know what happened to it, but it is not working.
Oh, yeah, I don't think we're going to be on long enough for you to 3D print a camera.
Oh, no, that's great. I was just saying, and Sunrise Water Media, Chris has been with us, Artco Drone Solutions, Angela from Lost Girl Adventures, Johnny Drone Flyer was here, Akirasho, Matt from Maddie's Drone World, he's on the wall, and Angela's on the wall. Jim's Droning from Port
Drones, did you say that?
Stephen Drones.
Chris Wedgeworth.
Yeah, I'm going through it all.
Everybody.
Yeah, it's been a good crowd.
All 2,419 of them.
Oh, no. That was going to be another contest. Oh, okay. Next week we'll do that contest.
Well, I guess we could add a webcam to the list of things that we might need for the class.
If you have a webcam, send it to Jerry Calverley at John Horney High School in.
That's the same one I've got, Jim. That's the same one I have.
Don't send him that one. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. This one doesn't work.
Oh, God.
My goodness.
Oh, that's great. Oh, man.
Well, I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
That's okay. We had you for a solid 45 minutes anyway.
Well, you know, I'll talk your ear off if you let me, but.
Bill from Newfound Drone Productions has just joined us. He's like number 18. So I got 16 people watching. We've had about 50 people go through. So if you get a chance, hit that like button and let us know that you're supporting us and Jerry, right?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like he's in the other room talking.
I don't know. Was it like watching? I don't know if you can see the stream, Jerry, but we're just talking on eyeball with a slash through it. So
I see that.
Like
that's why I keep laughing. I'm like, yeah, thanks a lot, guys. You know, this is where Ken would be losing his ever-loving mind at this moment. He'd be banging on the keyboard and, oh my God, I've lost him.
It's like Jerry's in the trunk of the car.
I wouldn't even tell him that it was my camera. I would let him think that it's his side.
Oh, man.
Lose his mind for sure.
Oh,
keep blaming on Wirecast and everybody else.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Hang on. I'm going to put up the donate thing again. If you
Okay.
have if you have a camera to spare, go to PayPal
Yeah.
me /JL Calverley, and we'll get. Okay, we're going to stay on the air until Jerry buys a camera. Oh man. Okay.
No,
Anyway.
I put my address out there. If anybody has some stuff they want to send, that's great. We're always grateful to get it. And if you don't, you know what? I still support everybody out there, and I do what I can to get these kids going and keep them going. But we can always use some help if you're interested.
Yeah, yeah. And look for Jerry Calverley. Did I post your channel
We're
link?
all looking for him.
Oh, well, yeah, we didn't do the channel link. If you wanted to look at the channel link for Drone Interest Group, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube are all at Drone Interest Group. So if you type out at Drone Interest Group, you'll find us.
Okay. And I've
Okay.
also got a link in the chat now for your channel.
Okay,
So,
good. Yeah, Drone Obsessed.
Yeah. So they
Yeah.
can go there and it is John Horn.
Yeah.
Horn High School. Okay.
Yeah. And that's what I was telling you earlier too, that if people look, they're going to see it. There hadn't been much posted on it. The one that I created was just to try to get the group started. And once we could get our own channel figured out, we did that.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't post much now because the kids were in charge of that. I just helped them get it started.
Well, what you might want to do, Jerry, is get them to get into your YouTube page.
Yes.
And put the links in for the Instagram, the Twitter, and the Facebook on there.
Okay. Sounds like a great idea.
That way they could have another direct link.
Yeah, I think there are some links there in my about. If you go to the YouTube channel on the about part of it, I think I do have links there.
Yeah, well, it just says that, but you don't have it in as links. So
I see.
Those teenage wizards with their
for sure
internet savvy stuff, you know.
Yeah. They will figure it out.
Yeah. We're going to call it a show. I'd like to thank you, Jerry, for coming on and letting us know, all about the program. And hopefully we can round up some support amongst our viewers.
Okay.
It doesn't hurt. And stick around after. We're going to play the outro. And afterwards, Jim and I will generally hang around for a few minutes and have a chat about how all this went. So, thanks again, Jerry and Jim. And let me see if I can figure this. See, here we go again. It's the same thing every week, isn't it? You know, where I have to figure out how to start the outro. That's the intro. Where'd the outro go? Oh, for God's sakes. This guy is, talk about technically challenged. You know, part of the problem is I've got half of the screen covered by the chat.
Oh, I thought Jerry was coming back there.
I thought I was too, but it's not.
It's a different eyeball now.
Yeah, I tried to just start the camera by itself. And when I go to the part that starts the camera, it shows up in the preview pane. But yeah, it works on this preview, but it doesn't come on after I close that window. So I don't know.
What's going on here? Am I on? Oh, hold on. I'm already on there. Okay, here we go. We're out. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Here's the outro. Is it showing?
Bye, guys.
There we go.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming, Jerry. It was great.
Are you playing bored of woodworking? Get excited again with Fish Eyes Make Your Own Sandpaper Kit. Fish Eyes Sandpaper Kit comes with everything you see here. Just pick your paper, spread the glue, and shake on the sand. Voila! Beautiful handcrafted sandpaper. And if you act now, we'll include candy sprinkles absolutely free. What better way to say I love you than with a gift of sandpaper? Fish Eyes Make Your Own Sandpaper Kit is just $19.99 wherever crappy gifts are sold.
Well, a special thanks to everybody that stuck around to the end of the show of the hour before TNL, all 2,417 of you.